Well, he did say she was cute. And he did say that she can come as a friend the next time, so she's not crashing the party.
Uh-huh.
He also wanted me to chat with his mother.
He's really getting everything lined up, huh?
Well, no, because now his mother is actually trying to find me a Filipina girlfriend.
Oh, no.
She's over in the Philippines. He's Filipino.
Ah, okay. Gonna be a whole lot of fun, huh?
Yeah, I have to figure out schedule because if I go over there, it's like 7 in the morning right now.
Yep, I know that. I've had a few people play from the Philippines in the past.
I got to get Starlink though if I go over there because for the internet connection dropping all the time.
I don't know. They seem to have some pretty decent internet. A few of the people. So, all right. Well, last time you guys totally just completely ashed a vampire. Didn't even really get a chance to do anything.
Yep.
Catherine did. Yep.
And then you guys found Whelm. Realized it's a dwarven thrower, and you have to be a dwarf to get it to attune to you.
Yeah, I'm partially attuned to it.
Yeah, you get some of the benefits, like the plus to hit and damage, but not the actual extra fun stuff. And then you fought a couple of kelpies and recovered some armor and gold. So, with that,
Is someone wearing the armor?
I think I might have stuck it in the party sheet. It was up to you guys if we grabbed
What,
it.
the chainmail?
Yeah, it looks like somebody grabbed it.
Mm-hmm.
Keith's got it.
Okay, that's good.
So, with that, you guys are able to carry on forward. And I have some eyes boring into the back of my head. There you go. So, what are you guys doing?
All right, so let me scroll out. I guess we'll cross over to Tethrum's side and head up the North Passage, I think.
Okay. You can kind of swim across. It's not too hard, and splash your way up the other side.
So the store already opened, or did it just open itself?
Should be. Oh, that's annoying. No, it's a weird spot in the.
I can
Line of
see through
sight
the crack of the door. It's not
Yeah.
hung very well on its hinges.
There you go. Nah, just a weird spot in the line of sight stuff.
Let me check this door like I have been.
There are no traps on the door.
All right, I'll open it if it's not locked. If it's locked, I'll try to unlock it.
It is not locked. You swing the door open. And before you, you see a stone corridor. Heads down about 30 feet. And then there is a 30-foot long cylinder of some kind of light-colored metal. Probably a copper or something like that, you think. On the inside is a black and white spiral pattern that spins rapidly, and it glistens as if coated by something.
Well, I'm going to use my artificer knowledge, thinking that looks like a big magnet, and it's getting ready to blast us with lightning. Is there any? So is it fill the whole room?
Yes, the corridor, the stone stops, and then it's the stone, the spinning metal. Oh, so it reminds you of like a funhouse corridor that's got something like that going on that you've got to try and walk through without falling over.
Did we want to go down it? Well, I'm gonna head up to the next door then and check it out.
Okay.
While I'm waiting on if they decide to go down it. I think it's a big lightning trap, or a generator for something. But
So as you approach this door, it does not appear to be trapped, but you notice this isn't a normal door. Instead of having just a knob to open it, it has a large wheel at the center. And looking at it, it looks like, from what you can see, the door flanges a little bit in the direction away from you. So it's kind of angled. The cut is angled away, with a little bit of water trickling out around it.
yeah, I was thinking it looks like I'm thinking a submarine door, like the submersible that we've already encountered a couple of them.
Yep.
So I'm thinking like the hatch for a submarine door. But does
Yep.
it look like we are the inside? Because the round part you said, so it basically the concave is toward us and the convex is towards the outside, correct?
Yes.
So where would actually be in if we open this door, we might get flooded.
It is entirely possible.
That's what I'm thinking. So based upon, I just want to make sure which way the curve goes. Think like a submarine hatch with water on the other side.
Oh.
Yeah, it
And then if we
but
open the
it
door
doesn't
and
bow
it
out. The sides are angled, so it's more like a big rubber stopper looking thing. Like it's designed to seal up into the framework.
big giant flooding door, big electric generator down the hallway. Ooh, that doesn't sound very good unless you're into lightning.
And you're all standing in water right now because it's all running out from there down the stairs to the Kelpie room.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Exactly.
All right, so do we want to open it to continue on this passage?
Sure.
No. Can you hear anything when you can listen at the door? Like, is there the sound of water or anything?
All right, I'll listen at the door.
You
I don't
hear the trickling of the water that has started to seep through the door or frame.
I start shaking my ears out because I think I got water in my ears. I'm not hearing things very well. I just hear some water, but it's obviously leaking through through the seal, so there's some pressure behind it. Is the door open away from us or to us?
The door looks like the door is hinged on the backside, so it opens away from you.
All right, I guess I'll use my immovable rod, and maybe we can get number 9 to push this door open for us.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
we should stand to the side, away. in case the water rushes out, so we don't get drowned.
That's why I'm using the removable rod to secure myself.
Yeah.
myself and
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. So basically, if a big wave of water comes through, it's not going to wash us away. It's just going to hold us in place. As it washes over us, we just might have to hold our breath for a second.
So, are you ordering number 9 to push?
Push it open?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Anybody helping him?
Ta-da! Keith to the rescue.
Yeah, I can help push it open.
Okay. So between the two of you, you guys manage to push it slightly open, and the water starts spraying violently through the door, leading you to believe that, yes, the corridor beyond is completely flooded. So you can continue trying to open it, or you can stop. Your choice.
Well, we can let it seal itself again. We can always come back to it.
Yeah.
So you stop, and it comes back closed.
Guess we're going down the electric tunnel.
You're headed for Electric Avenue, you said?
All right, I'll push the button and cook my rod, put it back in my rod slot.
Well, it's that or go down the other hallway or passageway.
Unless you want to Blar to scout out ahead. Is she still invisible?
No, we had combat since then.
Well, I didn't know if you attacked or not.
I did, yes.
Did you want to fly down the hallway, or do you want us to just scout out ahead?
You guys talk about that. I'm letting the dog out.
All right.
Okay.
I'm still waking up.
You're waking up, and I'm getting the typical input.
He's the only one that can fly, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and she's the only one not standing in water.
Yep.
So you're going to send the ferry down the bug zapper, huh?
That could be possible, too. I was thinking the same thing. That's why I'm asking what she wants to do.
That's almost as good as, hey, we don't have a rogue. Barbarian, go touch that suspicious-looking thing over there.
Yep.
If it blows up, well, we know you'll survive at least.
Well, the other option is, too, to have some kind of grounding probe, like wrap a coil if we can find, I don't know if we have anything to do it, wrap a coil around something long, ground it, and use it to possibly to...
Where are you grounding it to?
As I'm talking about, ground it to the floor, drive a spike. I don't know what we have in our inventory, so I'm looking.
So you're going to drive a spike into the wet to the floor that's covered in about an inch or so of water and ground this thing into the floor.
If it's going to hit anyway, it will follow that.
And you've got plenty of water around for it to travel through. Nice.
Yeah, but if we can find path of least resistance, even electricity will still flow down a bare wire through water.
Oh yeah.
And won't electrocute the whole swimming pool.
It's got somewhere to go, I guess. Yeah. Do you really want to be in the swimming pool with a bare wire?
Not really.
Yeah.
Forgot what that even does.
So you guys are all just standing around the doorway, staring down on the hallway at this thing spinning, huh?
Fine, I'll go down the hallway.
Well, I mean, you guys can ground it if you want to. That's up to you.
I was looking to see if I don't have any wire coil, so I just.
I mean, you've got an old set of chainmail. You could possibly make that work.
The chain.
Yeah. Of course, that would probably take you a while to get that done. All right, so Tethram, you get down there. Aside from the bit of a, not really grinding, but you can definitely hear some kind of mechanism causing this thing to spin. Nothing happens.
Is there anything else? What is that weird stuff on the ground?
That's
anything?
That's that's symbolic of where the cylinder is in that 30 feet right there.
All right. Well, I guess.
Wrapped.
So you stepping in?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and I'm gonna head down towards the door.
Okay. Well, wait. You're riding Steely Dan, right?
Yep.
Steely Dan needs to give me an acrobatics check, please.
Let's see. Do I even have? Well, he's good at athletics. I'll just roll a d20, and he's got a +1.
Okay.
Oh, it's almost a 19.
And then it rolled over.
Yep.
Yeah. Pause, and flop.
As Steely Dan, you hear his claws start clicking on the metal. Suddenly you hear this like screeching, scrabbling sound as his claws lose traction, and he just kind of splays out and starts going as he rolls around in this tube. Torin, give me a dexterity save, please. All right. So you are not able to get out of his way. And you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as Steely Dan falls on you. You instantly recognize the coating that is on here as some sort of grease or oil.
Fun.
Yep.
All right, we will.
You've also gotten close enough that you can see that there is a small slit in the into the hallway.
That the oil is coming out?
No, nothing's coming out of it. It's just there's a slit at the end of the hall.
No.
So, what's the rest of you doing?
Well, if it's a slippery coating, I probably just choose to just run and slide across.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. You're
Yeah,
not feeling
it's
too
fine.
confident, so you decide to just penguin slide it. As you get to right about here.
Belly first. Got it.
Yep. What's the rest of you guys doing?
Watching them play around.
Watching them play around. Okay. Number 9 will wait until somebody tells him what to do. So as Tethram gets right about there, you see a light flare in the slit at the end of the hall, and an arrow comes flying out.
Yeah, flaming arrow, of course.
So let's
Alex
see.
used Druidcraft to put it out.
Tethram,
Wow.
Oren, and Steely Dan.
Or not.
I don't.
And you see somebody like pulling another arrow. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah, I knew from a fact that it was arrow slot.
Tethram, you've gotten far enough down that you do notice there is a doorway down at the end as well.
Yeah, I can see it. Only my investigations have been above 8.
All right. So, Tethram, what are you doing? If you don't try and stop yourself, you will continue sliding to the end of this.
Well, I'll just continue sliding then.
Okay. So you get down to the end.
Is that my movement?
That would be your movement, yes.
Okay. Well, I guess if I'm here, I'll open the door.
Okay.
Since I can't see anything. I see nobody there.
Hold on. As you open the door, and now that you're down here closer, you can see a little bit better. You see a human standing at the arrow slit, and then you see a very furry-looking humanoid figure over in the room with some light coming out.
Ooh, fun.
So,
England. Yep.
as you get there, the furry one is going to try and do something. Get to her stuff. Wisdom save. You passed. Okay. So she tries to fear you, but it does not do any good.
Oh, that was her. She's just held in action.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So, what else would you like to do?
I'm gonna blast her back.
Okay. You see a shimmering wall of energy appear to deflect the blast. No, wait, she can't do that this time. Never mind, sorry. Can't do it this time. Okay, so that hits.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Eh. Okay. That's it.
Okay. Blar. So trying to shoot the guy at the far end is going to be at disadvantage because you've got a narrow little arrow slit to try and shoot through.
That's all I can see right now. So do. No. Range, no, it's not range.
All right, that will hit. Brrr.
Yep.
All right, Feywinter.
I guess I would be at disadvantage too. Is that?
Yes, you would. Unless you've got sharpshooter.
Do I have sharpshooter? No. Okay. What's that?
Don't have it yet. It's one of those that's on your list, though, to get.
Nope, that is definitely not going to hit. Roll that one again.
Roll again.
What's that?
You're at disadvantage for all your attacks.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that'll hit. Okay, his turn. 10 around here. And he is going to take a couple swings at Tethram. This. Offhand. This. Main hand. This. And his hasted action. That'll hit. For 8 points of damage. Keith.
Is the whole hallway slippery?
Where the weird swirly looking pattern is on there, yes, that is all the slippery spinning cylinder.
Okay, got it.
You dash, you can get to the other end, but
Yeah, I'll go ahead and dash.
okay. Are you just running through, or are you gonna try and do some other maneuver to get through?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be running through.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check, please. All right, so you maintain your footing, but the fire deals 11 points of damage.
Okay, and then I'll end my turn.
Okay. Thorin, you are currently rolling around with Steely Dan. What do you want to do?
I will use my movement to stand up
Okay.
and off the thing.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then put myself out.
Okay. You can definitely do that. And what is Steely Dan doing?
Steely Dan will basically do the same thing.
Okay.
Of course, he's probably not going to, I don't know if he'll continue to burn or not.
No.
But then he will use one of his daily things of
Repair.
Which is, I have to look it up. 3 times per day, 2d8 plus 3. So 8 points repair damage for him.
Okay. He's looking a good bit better. Is that everything?
Yeah, that was my action, is to unextinguish myself, and so I think that's all I can do.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Tethram, 5 glowing darts come flying at you.
5.
Yep.
Ow.
You doing anything about them?
I guess I'll counterspell him.
Ah, you're going to counterspell her. Okay.
It's makes a Constitution save.
Let's see.
You don't have shield.
I do not have shield.
Only certain warlocks get shield.
Oh, I just asked if you did.
I don't.
I figured that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Just like
all right.
it was an arrow slit and the fire
I
arrows
don't know
that
if I
come
can
out of it.
target and then used it. Does that work?
No. There isn't a effect on it directly. So
Yeah,
she needs
just-
to make a Constitution save.
Yes.
I'm guessing a 10 doesn't beat your DC, so she loses that.
Nope.
Tethram, it is your turn again.
My turn. Well, Burkett's right there.
Yep.
So, swinging my magical little sword of light.
Whee! Ooh.
And he's
He's going to have a bad day.
17.
Alright, he's still up.
Swing again. Not for very long.
Nope, he's down.
Alright, now I'm
The
going to-
werewolf. Bucket, no!
Werewolf? Okay. You gave that away.
Well, I mean, if you look at the token, it's fairly obvious.
Oh, I didn't see the token. I actually thought he was fighting a bugbear, but
Nope, Burkett is was a human and the other was a werewolf. You should be able to see it just on your combat tracker.
oh, well, I didn't have that open, so
Gotcha.
That'll be my turn right there.
All right, Blar.
How far across is the thing?
It's 30 feet.
and you can fly, so you don't have to worry about slipping in it.
Correct. And you might
Unless
only
it's
get
like-
minorly singed because of the fire.
Or I could just skip it while you
Misty stepping.
Yep. So I'll Misty step over to the other side.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I actually see into that room, or is it...
Yes, you should be able to see into the room.
Okay. Do
If you cast something, it'll have to be a cantrip because Misty Step is a levels.
Yep.
Yep.
So you fire that off, and she casts shield on herself to block that.
unfortunate.
Feywinter?
You can move too if you want.
That's close enough.
Okay, I can't see where they're at. So
Yeah, I can't see. And I don't want to be burned.
You don't want to singe your bowstring just a little?
No.
All right. Keith.
Let's see.
That'll hit. Doesn't seem to do any damage.
Okay, I'll drop the greatsword and switch to my other.
Okay. That misses.
Okay, I'm going to accent shirt.
That also misses. That will hit.
You just
Okay.
scared the little puppy.
She passed her save, so she is not frightened.
Ah, okay. Yeah, and then that's it for my turn.
Okay. Torin?
I'll let them handle it. I'll just re-get on Steely Dan.
Okay.
Remount up, and I'll ready an action if I see the puppy through the slot that's over here. I will shoot him.
Okay.
And that will end our turn.
Alrighty.
You got it. I had the combat tracker too big, so it was off my screen.
Ah. Alright, so she claps her hands, and let's see how you two used to do. Ooh.
Got a spell, by the way.
Yep, she's casting a spell.
I'll counterspell it then.
You guys are horrible. First, my vampire can't do anything. Now you're counterspelling my spellcasters. I'm guessing an 11 doesn't meet it, so she loses her action again.
I had to do it for my counterspell. I think
Tethram.
that's like
I'm gonna go swinging on her.
It's not coded right in Fantasy Grounds, Alex. That's all he's saying.
the description is.
Oh. Oh, I did not mean to roll that.
The description is wrong, I guess, then.
So first one hits, second one misses.
Yeah. Double click.
No, it's just...
Well, let's see. Oh, she takes 3 damage.
And it's magical, so it went through.
Yup.
Well, it's radiant damage. Because this isn't a real sword. Technically.
All right.
They're the ones that wanted to play with fire, so now they're getting burned.
Just trying to protect themselves.
That's the difference. Nick's using a 24 version of 20 counterspell, and I got it.
Well, his didn't have it either, but I've added it to both of yours now that there is a button to
For
Send the-
con saving throw.
con save. Yes.
I said the counterspell changed between 24 and the original 5e, so that's why it's
Yes,
different.
it did, but it's there for.
Oh, the original counter spell was
Automatically,
DC Arcane. Yeah.
No,
or an
the original
automatic.
it's
counterspell.
automatic.
It was automatic
Automatic if it's
below
under
third level.
And then if it was fourth level, I had to make this use my ability check, basically, for my spell casting ability.
All right, is that everything for you, Blar?
Wait, it's ending my turn. All right, it is my turn.
Yep.
I didn't do anything yet.
True, that was a reaction.
You've been sitting here for the past 5 minutes talking. I didn't know if that was all you were doing. All right, that'll hit. 11 more points of damage. She's not looking great. Hey, Winter, you gonna brave the flaming, spinning circle?
No.
Okay, Keith. She's just gonna accept it at this point. No point in trying to stop it. Not gonna get another turn anyway.
Yes, you would.
No, because that one would have hit anyway.
Heather Terror.
That would, he rolled enough on the second one that it wouldn't have mattered if I'd shielded the first one. All right, so after taking down those two, you find that there is a few books in the room. There's also a bench, table, and large candlestick.
Now, is the oil continuing to get added to this thing? Or
No, it is.
burned?
It has burned out by now, but it's still spinning.
But is there still oil on the floor?
No, there's no more oil left. It's just still spinning.
Oh, the floor itself is spinning.
Yes.
All right, so I'll start stepping on it like this, and the way it's spinning, and get the timing, so I'm like walking sideways and uphill like a hamster.
Yep. Give me a
And
dexterity
sidestep.
check. Acrobatics. All right, you still fall flat on your face.
I'll just stay in the ball and just keep rolling.
Okay, you roll your way across there. Next to the candlestick, there is also a large, heavy tome.
Right. I'll check out the tome.
Okay. Right, so you open it up.
Okay, sure. I'll try to do an Arcana check on.
From the glance you get, it is a spell book. However, you see that there is a glyph of warding emblazoned on the front page as it explodes.
Ow.
That didn't work. Not to keep track of that.
Me.
All right. The spellbook is destroyed in the process.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah. Glyph of warding. Annoying
Yep.
little suckers.
Man, 29 points of damage on save. Ow.
29 points of damage on a fail. 14 on a success. It just, for whatever reason, applied the full 29 to you, even though you'd saved, so that's why I manually put it in.
Ouch. Well, now I need a short rest. That's for sure.
Yep.
Ugh. Just since I'm blooded.
Troyan says, feel better.
Yeah, I see that. I'm wondering what's behind door number 2.
You're welcome to open it up and take a look.
Sure. Guess I'll open it up.
Check it out first.
Oh.
I mean, we've only hit 4 traps in a row.
Yep.
The last one I knew it was a trap. So.
No traps.
Okay, I'll open it up.
Okay. It swings open to a small bedroom. The bed obviously has a bit of fur piled up in it. Chest of clothes.
I'll
Nothing
investigate
of-
the chest.
Nothing of significant interest. It's clothes and basics like that.
Look, of course, under the bed, under the pillows, hidden in the mattress.
Nothing of value.
Okay. I guess.
As
Back
you
down
are
the-
getting ready to head back out, you notice there's a small switch by the door.
To turn the tumbling,
I guess I'll turn the tumbling off.
Yep.
the rotisserie.
The rotisserie. Or the chicken. Alright, I'll push the button.
Okay, so the cylinder grinds to a halt.
Alright. Well, I'm still gonna have to walk across the wheel. Whatever's left on the floor.
It's burned off.
Oh. Cool. Alright, then I will walk across.
Okay.
Do we want to go north?
The north
mean,
is
I-
where the water was.
Yeah. I guess so we head back to the other passageway, I guess.
Yeah, unless we want to flood everything.
As you get out there, Tethram, you do notice that the water coming out has decreased in rate ever so slightly.
We'll go. Either way, we'll still go up the
Maybe the
out,
engine was turning
out and around.
a water pump of some type.
Who knows?
All the way down here. I mean, I wouldn't mind a short rest. If we can take one.
You can always try.
Well, up in that room would have been perfect. Close the doorway. If we want to do that.
We're at. We could take a short rest in that bedroom too.
That's what I said.
Just smell like a wet dog.
There's spells for that.
Yeah, well, we can do that. We can shut the door open inside or out.
So you guys are going to sit down back there and take a short rest?
Yes. I'm actually going to learn my second winds to heal myself. At least see if I can, since I get them back. Yeah, that is terrible. That's one. Just go burn my second one.
Yeah, and I'll use the immovable rod to jam the door shut so something can't crash in on us.
Okay. There also
Stop
appears
the
to
run.
be a shutter that you can use to block the
Arrow
air
slit.
slit.
Yeah, we're going back in the room. So,
Okay. Well, I'm not going to make you run all the way back there. You guys
Okay.
can get your short rest, so you can use
Okay.
your hit die to finish healing up.
All right, but I'll also take a few minutes to heal Steely Dan all the way up with mending.
Yep.
all right, perfect. Perfect amount.
And I will
I'll get
just
one back.
roll them, drop them, click on them.
For
one back.
recovery, should be able to just click on the option.
All right, I use 2 dice. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I'm switching between Fantasy Grounds and on my Sunday games roll 20, so every time I have to do, it's different.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide at the moment if it's worth swapping to Foundry.
I've been hearing good things about Foundry.
Yeah. It's just how difficult.
The problem is you have all your games and you have all your purchases in this.
Well, and there's ways to get stuff into Foundry. I've got to do a little more research, but I think what I can do is I can create a game world in Fantasy Grounds, set up all the resources, and then import it into Foundry, and the resources should stick around. It'll go one direction, but not the other.
Okay.
But I'll just have to see. Like I said, I'm trying to make that decision. It's one of those, but at the same time, I've got a few other people who have had issues being able to connect via their laptops or something like that, or people who just don't want to install a direct application. So, all right.
Is Foundry not an app?
Foundry, in my opinion, for that combines the best of both. I can set it up to run from my computer, but then you just log in through a web portal. So it lets you guys
like level up in between sessions.
Yeah, as well. I would still have to have the server running on my end, but it does support multiple game sessions being active. So, like, I could be running and people could be able to get to their characters and level up or something like that, as well as other things like that, as long as I have the server up in general. The other thing that I understand is it's a lot easier to set Foundry up to run on like Amazon Web Services or something similar, so that I wouldn't have to be hosting it directly from my computer, but I wouldn't be relying on a host from whoever builds Foundry. So it's a toss-up right now. I haven't really nailed down one or the other. But we'll just have to see. Some of it's going to depend on it. How easy can I get my books and stuff into Foundry? Since they're not officially migrating anything pre-2024 into Foundry. But, all right, you guys get back to where you started at, and gonna start heading to the west.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have high enough passive perceptions and stuff. You notice that there's a pit trap in the floor there.
Jazka's going to ask you once to just move on past it and fall in it, or I figured it showed up just because
it's the way the map is.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't like about the way they do this module is they try and split the maps up to give higher resolution maps at smaller sizes for the players. But I like to be able to just have the whole thing seamlessly continue rather than jump from map to map. So the only way I can do that is with the DM version. So yeah, you guys get to see a few extra things. But yeah, just keep going across it. You'll be able to disable it and keep moving. All right.
There's a long hallway.
Yep. And you can see a series of copper-colored metal plates lining the walls before you.
Now this sounds like a lightning bolt room.
like another track.
Continuously bouncing off copper plates.
So, let's see. Let me check a few things. Da-da-da.
Okay.
Nope, I don't see that mana core down this hall.
Sorry, just checking something real quick.
Is mana 4 down the hallway?
No, you haven't seen the cover for Whiteplume Mountain. It's got an ugly bald-headed manticore on it.
No.
Torin, what armor are you using?
Yeah. Should be using equipped. I got breastplate equipped.
Okay. So as you investigate down there, Torin, you feel like the hair on the back of your neck is prickling a little bit, but you realize pretty quickly it's not causing electrical discharges through here. There's definitely some current running in these plates.
So you're saying he's
Yeah,
feeling discomfort?
No, basically, the hair on my arms is standing up on end because of electricity, like static electricity.
And like if you look at some of your tools, you'll notice that some of them are acting strangely because there seems to be some kind of magnetic field or something similar going through here.
Well, considering I'm not wearing armor, I'll try to walk through and see if there's any.
Gonna get stuck to a wall.
See if I get stuck to a wall. Yeah.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing basically nothing.
You've just got a shield?
I have a shield. Yep.
A shield and mage armor. Okay.
Yep.
So as you begin walking through here, you don't see anything going on to start with.
Okay. Yeah.
As you start getting to about there, you can feel a bit of heat coming off of your shield.
That's annoying.
Specifically, like the metal bandings.
Oh.
Well, I think it's going to be act as a heat metal trap.
So
If he relays that information, anyway.
Yeah, the metal's getting hot.
Ooh, turn Dan into a fireball. Oh, that'd be cool. Heat metal and have him attack things. Big flaming magma dog.
All right, I'll keep moving down the hallway.
So as you continue down, while it continues getting hotter and hotter, you feel like the heat coming off your shield, if it were touching bare skin, would be nigh on unbearable and probably start burning. But since it's just on the banding of your shield, you're able to hold that kind of far enough away from your body to keep it from affecting you. But you're pretty sure by this point it would metal setting on skin or something similar would start burning.
All right. Well, I'll continue down the hall.
Okay. As you continue down, it does get warmer and warmer coming off there. But again, as long as it's not attached directly to bare skin, you're okay.
All right. Do I see anything when I get to the end of the hallway to try to turn these things off?
Give me a perception check.
Oh Lord. How do I give myself guidance? I want to be trying to make a perception check. Let's see if I can succeed in the perception check. Yeah.
All right.
I tried.
So you don't seem to notice anything at the end of this hallway.
Okay. I go, well, if you're wearing anything metal, it gets really hot.
Guess you gotta tie up on a string then.
Everyone, please roll initiative.
Initiative.
There's my 1 for initiative.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one. I rolled pretty well.
No, I literally rolled a 1 both last 2 fights.
Yeah.
All right, so so Tethram, you are hollering this back down the corridor when suddenly you notice the wall beside you start sliding open. And you can hear the hiss of undead.
Oh boy.
So,
Just bring them back through the oven.
Feywinter, what are you doing?
I'm scared of them.
Are we also able to hear?
You do not hear it. All you see is Tethram kind of glance sideways. His eyes get a little bigger.
Okay, I'm going to, based on his reaction, think that he's seen something. I'm going to ready a shot for when a enemy appears within my sight.
Okay, sounds good. Keith, you don't see anything. All you see is Feywinter grab her bow and knock an arrow.
I guess I'll prepare an action then. Just
Okay.
have my weapon at the ready.
Okay, sounds good. Lar?
Can I see anything from here? No.
Nope, you don't see anything from there. You don't seem to be quite getting what Tethram was saying about it getting hot either. You're just like, what's going on?
Yep.
Is that everything for you?
Yep.
All right.
The Blar air conditioner.
Yeah, I mean, that's when I cut steel. It gets hot enough that it actually turns blue and red and yellow if you don't have coolant. So if you're constantly hitting it with metal with a ray of frost, it would work just like coolant. Instead of dumping what we actually have as a chemical, we just dump on it. It's liquid, sprays it, keeps it down.
All right, so Tethram, the first one piles out, takes a swing, hits you. But you are not affected by the claws.
Okay.
That is a miss. Bite and a miss with the claws. Hey, Winter, can you see? No, you can't see. Hey, you can. You can shoot
Yeah,
that
I
one,
can
Faye
see.
Winter.
I can see one.
Yep. That'll hit. That one misses Tethram. That hits. That misses. Hit. And that misses. Miss. And a miss. All right, Tethram, it's your turn.
Oh. Well.
You also notice that each one of these ghouls seems to be wearing some kind of amulet.
Some kind of what?
Yeah. An amulet. A necklace
Amulet,
with a
okay.
symbol on it.
Is that one around the corner?
Yes, there's one around the corner as well.
Okay. Well, that's fine. He's not going to get affected by this.
Okay. What you doing?
So now.
Nice. Yeah, nope. Bye!
Bye. Ooh.
Oh, good damage too.
Yeah, took some of them right out.
Where's clear targets?
Darn, that's the one I can
And I can teleport. How far?
I think you can teleport about to Blar, can't you?
I don't. 90 feet.
Oh, 90 feet?
I'm 45.
Wow.
Teleport literally.
Nope. Somebody else can have that. Nope.
Lots of ghouls down there.
A lot less now.
Yep.
You're just lucky you made that con save against the claws.
Oh, yeah. Being paralyzed would not have been fun.
Are we offering Blar as a dragon snack?
I think that's what you guys are doing.
Might as well.
I was like, I'm getting away from those things.
There's a few too many of those for me to enjoy being down here.
I don't
By
feel
myself.
like being the tinfoil in the microwave, so I'm not walking through. Let them come to me.
Well, they probably have to dash to get to us anyhow, so. Maybe.
Well, I am actually going to ready an action for when one of the ghouls appears. Then I can pop it with my pistoli.
Okay. Stelian number 9 will stand by. Winter. You don't have any targets anymore.
Well,
Blew them up.
what's that?
I said I blew them up.
You blew them up.
Heard a big boom, and all of a sudden, poof, Tethrin's over by us.
All right, I will ready another bow for targets to appear.
Okay.
For a target.
Okay. Somebody roll me a d6, please.
My mouth is possessed.
Here you go.
All right. Nice. Thanks, Tethrim. Very
I've
nice.
got hair in my mouth.
Blocking thing.
And it's everything within 300 feet just heard me. So,
Yep.
if we're trying to be quiet,
We ain't no
too
more.
late now. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, what you doing?
I guess I'll walk some into the hallway.
Okay, so you get to there and you can feel the heat beginning to build on your armor. You're pretty sure if you continue, it will get to the point where it is burning.
Basically, a heat metal spell on yourself.
Yeah, except the longer you're in there, the more it burns. You had the right of it when you were saying the aluminum foil in the microwave.
So am I all right where I am, or is it still like building up the heat on me?
You're pretty sure if you stay in this corridor, it's going to start burning.
Okay.
You're in the frying pan. And until you turn the frying pan or off or jump out, it's going to get hotter and hotter.
Okay, yeah, so I'll walk back and then just ready in action.
Okay. Lar?
Lar is going to do. Maybe down spell. 4th level spell, Dragon's Breath. And
Okay.
then fly up to see if I can even see anything. Nope.
Nope. Still can't see anything.
Not on my turn.
Okay.
Or already my action, I should say, just in case I do see anything.
Yep.
Here, ghoulie, 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 ghoulie.
Tethrim, you see some stuff coming up the corridor. And it is your turn.
Ah, where did those come from?
You're pretty sure they came from somewhere else when they heard the loud bang.
Oh well.
And I need to go get the dog.
All right, I'll get a drink and go to the bathroom.
All right, I'm back. What you doing?
That's that.
Blast him. All right. Blast him.
Well, blast.
You hit. It does some damage.
Start blast.
Hit again. More damage. Torrent. Deathroom is blasting at stuff down the corridor.
Now we're back down to me again.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep. I'm thinking something's coming down the hallway, so I'm just gonna keep my pistol ready to action then until I can see something.
Okay.
Unless somebody points something else out that I don't see.
I think only Nick can see anything.
Yeah, they're really far down the hallway. You can probably see them now.
Well, the
No,
corner
I
makes
cannot.
it a little hard.
Yeah.
Each one of these squares is how big?
The squares you can see is 10 foot.
Yeah, I can just see just right in front of Blar. That's it. So the dynamic lighting's working correctly.
Hey, Winter. You see Deathroom sprout an arrow from his chest, or two.
So they're coming from behind now too.
Yup.
Which he could have told us because he saw him last time, but he didn't.
Well, you saw him blasting at something down that hallway, too.
Who, Tether?
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't. It must have missed it. Because he's just clicking buttons. He's not saying.
I said, and I said I'm gonna blast them.
All right, that'll hit.
Is this technically the first round of combat?
No.
No. Well, darn.
It's the first round you decided to do anything, but you've been holding actions for 2 rounds, so no.
Well, that's because we're just not visualizing what Tethrum's doing. So
That's fine.
Yep.
I wasn't the only one confused by his action.
It doesn't
But
seem like
he's
all of
tired.
your damage with the bow is going through.
Cool.
All right, Keith.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to reach that guy, but I'll run down the hallway as far as I can.
Okay. Hey, look, there's another guy for you to have fun with.
Yeah, looks like I can hit him.
Probably, if you try. Yeah, you can hit him.
Yep.
Oh, wacka wacka. And he's using his magical axe. That's good.
All right, trip him. Well, doesn't matter if you trip him or not. He's dead. So he ends up prone.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to reach white one.
Nope. Not this round.
All right, yeah. So I'll just stand here and hold the line.
Okay. Bar?
Did she not use any hit dice when we rested?
I did.
Oh, okay.
That should. Those should all be in 15-foot cone, right?
Yep.
Yes.
One brave ass fairy, though. No, nice.
All right. Well, as you get up there, this guy is going to take a swing at you. He misses. Okay. Roll your damage.
Yep. Something spells the end.
Let's see.
1, 2, 3.
And you cast it at 4th level, didn't you?
Yep, so that's 2 extra dice. And you should also have my +3. That it doesn't add for cold.
Well, it's because it's throwing untyped.
Yep.
Now, is that +3 per die, or is that +3 to the total?
It's +3 to the total.
Okay.
Just a flat.
Yeah, because I guess the errata, they removed from the dragon sorcerers, they removed the summon minor elemental. It's getting abused.
Is it? It's plus your charisma bonus, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yep.
So you should see there's a second damage option if you're throwing cold.
Okay.
Include that. Is that everything for you?
Yep, that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. Miss. Miss.
Don't be like Khan, Alex.
Miss.
And Steve knows what I'm talking about.
You're referring to the Star Trek con?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm not quite sure how she's doing that yet, but...
Well, I can't see what she's doing. But she is a fairy, so she can fly. So don't think 2-dimensional. Remember, you're 3-dimensional.
Oh,
You're the
don't
only
don't
character
fly
that
around
can.
in circles in the nebula and have the Enterprise fly down behind you. Yes. The problem
Yeah,
is the
or if you
ceilings
can
are like,
fly up and don't have to be in hand to hand, then make sure you're not. You can go elevation too.
yeah, ceilings are 10 foot in most of this, so you're not going to be able to get quite high enough to
Yep.
avoid
Like
that.
I said, I couldn't see where she's at because I can't
Yeah.
see down the corridor. but-
Ethram, it is your turn.
He shot me with an arrow.
Yes.
How dare you? Oh, he's done 30 feet. Okay.
Yep.
I'll run up to him then.
Okay.
And I will swing.
Yep, that hit.
And another critical.
Well, it's not the whole party today. I'm rolling the one, so I'm doing the most good for everybody since I'm giving up all the one
You're balancing the.
die
The
rolls. For the
rolls. Alright. Well, the second one missed. So it balanced out.
All right. Everything
bonus
for you?
action, I am going to. No, let's take advantage so far. So let's see. Bonus action, target myself. 3d6 most I can do, right? Yeah, 3d6. So I'll go 3d6. Yeah, 3d6.
What are you doing?
I think he's healing lighting himself.
Healing lighting myself.
You're stealing all the healing for the rest of the party.
I'm the only one hurt right now. Really?
I'm just saying because I've used all my resources. I did 4 cure lights on you plus all your healing.
Yeah, I mean, I still have a couple more healing.
Yeah, I think that's 30 based on that. I will target white number 1 and shoot him twice with my pistol.
Okay. Go for it.
And it is magical.
Okay.
Just for your information for that. All right. So pistoli. Action tab.
That'll hit.
I just got to move it off the thing. Attack number 2. Missed.
Okay.
All right. That will end mine and
Alright.
Steely Dan's actions. I'm still on him.
Yep. The white will go ahead and drop his bow, pull out a long sword, and reach out and try
Boom,
and
boom.
touch Tethram. As, yes, once again, sound echoes through this place. The touch misses, so he'll try and slash with the sword. That also misses. Fey Winter.
What echo?
The
You.
pistol shots.
Well, that too.
Womp, womp, womp. Keith. Your tax stamp in Waterdeep. What is that?
My $300 dollar tax stamp that you have to do if you want to have a suppressor put on your pistol.
Oh. So it didn't boom, it more went. Ah!
Yeah, it's still loud, but it doesn't carry as loud.
Yeah.
Because a pistol at this thing, there's going to be subsonic rounds anyway. So.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't invented smokeless powder yet.
All right. Another dead white. Is that everything for you, Keith?
Yeah, that's it for me for now.
Okay. Blar?
Raise them again.
Yeah. Right now, I can only hit one of them, right?
Yep, you would have to pick which direction you're breathing. Unless you
Yep,
wanted
so
to take an
then-
op attack and move back so you could hit both of them.
Or I could just Misty Step
You could.
to over here. So I can hit both of them.
Yep. They both failed.
Why
man,
some
you
ones?
need it. You need it. You don't? Do you have empower?
Empowered? No.
They're both dead.
Yeah,
They're both
dead
They're both dead.
He didn't need
Well, I didn't know if
need
she had it
power.
empowered or not. If so, then she can reroll those one by spending her sorcery points.
Yeah.
We out of combat now?
Yep. She's got careful and quickened.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she can.
All right, I will go back down the hot hallway. Actually, is the flesh golem made of? It's just flesh, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Frankenstein.
So I guess the flesh golem can follow me down the hall without
Of course, Frankenstein had little things in his head.
melting.
Yeah.
is
He
what I
will.
would ask.
He's not like metal wax with a metal frame. So yes, he can move down there.
All right. While he's doing that, Porn will take off his armor unless there's a switch that he finds.
All right.
And
First things first. Let me
put it
hit
in saddle.
Blar with my cure wound. My free cure wounds. 'Cause I think Blar's. What's the only one hurt right now? Not the best. And I'll just burn my second one by myself.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Steely Dan is sort of like one of the dogs and stuff that help you with his little vest on and pouches and Velcro and pockets.
Yeah.
Service dog.
Alright. Burn my medical cunning to get my spell slot back.
Or I got to do like the old Swiss rescue dogs, and I have to have that little barrel of brandy around its neck.
Okay, so let's go look in the room where the ghouls came out of. I don't know where the whites came out.
Let me know when we can move up.
The whites were just random wandering monsters.
Ah,
You made big noise. Something came to check it out.
I was just looking behind us, so I was like, where did they possibly come from? So did we miss a room?
No, it's the way the dungeon works is monsters will randomly spawn and show up. Basically, every
Right.
10 minutes, you're supposed to have a chance to run into a wandering monster.
Yeah, that was first edition D&D stuff.
So,
I always did them, but I always tried to make them logical.
I mean, if I'd done that, they would have
But
been
I'll be
piled up.
happy with the whites versus wraiths, because wraiths could have went through the wall. They could have come from anywhere, but I'll settle for the whites.
Yeah.
We don't need specters and stuff showing up.
Yeah, maybe a little later. All right, so what are you looking for, Tethram? What were you
I
looking
was
for?
seeing if there's anything in the room where the whites came out of.
Just
the
some
ghouls.
chewed bones.
Gross.
There's also 8 amulets scattered around the area that the whites were, or that the ghouls were wearing.
Anything interesting about the amulets or no?
You can make me an Arcana check.
Probably symbols of Vecna or something? Probably not.
Yeah, they're symbols of Vecna, but you're not sure what their purpose was.
That's fine.
Seems kind of strange that a bunch of ghouls would just be randomly wearing holy symbols of Vecna.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for something again.
Okay.
See if there's any way to turn this off now that.
I'll ask Blar to. Blar, come here. Since those two are off running around.
I still
See if
can't
you
find
can control your dragon breath, and so we'll have you like behind Steely Dan, like slowly breathing out as Steely Dan walks down the hallway.
Alex, you're laughing. That's actually the way to solve this puzzle.
Yep.
Using Ray of Frost, Cone of Cold, some other kind of thing that will freeze these plates and reduce the energy discharge.
Yeah.
So yes, you can use that method to prevent any issues and get down the hallway.
Yep.
All right, I'll start. I don't know how long it takes, but I'll start putting my breastplate and stuff back up.
The rest of you can move along with that group since it'll chill the plates for a little while. You can all get down there without any problems.
All right. Well,
so the stairs heading up here lead to dry ground finally.
Hey, let's go.
All right.
Everybody roll me a Constitution save against Trenchfoot. You've been wandering around.
Finish. I just took my boots off. I'm wringing my socks out.
As you've been.
That was what I was saying. I was stopping and do it.
I know. I'm joking. I'm just messing with you guys. Just as long as you've been tromping around in wet gear.
I bet they do look like raisins, though.
I got waterproof.
I am doing that with my with my sock. If I was a halfling, I'd have barefoot anyway. So
then your skin would be peeling off. All right. Well, there's a door here.
There's a door.
It's a door.
Is anybody checking the door?
South? Yeah, I'm checking the door. I was just trying to find it.
Yep.
The door is to the south. Yes.
No traps.
I don't find any traps. I'll back up again. Let those guys open it.
Right.
Then I'll get my pistol out, ready to provide covering fire if needed.
Okay. So, Tethram, as you step into here, you notice a few things. First off is a 5-foot wide gap after the first 10 foot of the corridor. At the bottom, you can see bits of rusty looking metal. The second portion of the room is filled with a surface that has kind of a silvery sheen to it. And then beyond is another hole, which you can assume probably has chunks of rusty metal at the bottom of it, too. The pit is about 5 foot wide, 10 foot deep. Rusty razor blades at the bottom.
Well, that doesn't sound very fun.
5-foot trench.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we can jump over it. if you want to try. Because what I can do is I can actually reach over, put my... You're talking about there's razor blades on the bottom and above? What's above us? Above it?
Above you is basically that the same silvery sheen covers the ceiling and walls.
Oh, maybe there's a force or something. I don't know what the silvery sheen is right now. Anybody else got any idea?
I'll say you could probably reach over the edge of the pit and touch it if you wanted to. That the parts on the wall extend past the edge, up to the edge of the pit for the side of the platform you're on.
Does it look like something like oozy type?
No.
Like, does it appear to be like metal, maybe mercury?
Something kind of like that, yeah.
Torin the Mad Hatter. All right, I will touch it to see what I can think what it is. Just like with my pinky finger, not my pistol finger, my pinky finger. Just
you reach out and you like try to touch it, and your finger just slips. No matter what you do, you can't like get a feel of it. It's definitely not like liquidy or anything. It's solid on the wall, but it's almost like you can't like hold your finger still on this stuff. There's no friction whatsoever to it.
All right. Oilless slipperiness. Is there any way we can collect it and have a potion bottle of it?
It's not an oil. It's somehow infused into the walls and floor and ceiling of this corridor.
All right. So here's what I was going to suggest earlier. Well, here's what I was going to suggest for the rest of us to get over. I have that immovable rod. So I can actually lean over the pit. The pit's only 5 feet wide. I can actually, and the rod's, 2.5 foot long, 3 foot long, something like that. I can actually take it, hit the button so it doesn't move, and then you can put 1 foot on the rod and then just sort of do a little step over.
Yeah.
Like a little hop. 1 foot on the rod, then step over to the other side. Of course, Blar can just fly across, but.
Okay.
I'm just suggesting that's something we could do if you want.
I mean, if it's slippery, Blar could also tie a rope off somewhere, or find somewhere to tie a rope off.
Yeah, but it's not moving, so it's not like...
A sled. Kind of. A rope sled.
Yeah, rope sled.
Or for that matter, you could just, I could hold it up about 4 foot tall. You could just grab with 2 arms like a monkey bar and do a swing and then just release the bar and jump over the other side.
How is Torin holding that up that high?
I would get on Steely Dan's back.
Oh, okay.
Besides, I could probably reach 6 foot tall. Maybe not reach out that far, but...
Sure. So what are you guys doing?
All right, I'm not waiting on anybody. I'm going to put the rod across there so that I can get the thing.
Okay.
All right. As just a step pattern, just to put a step on there.
Okay.
Put a little bit of sticky stuff on the rod, and so that your foot doesn't slip off. Then just go out there, and then you can hop off the rod on the other side.
Okay. All right. So as soon as you step off on the other side, you feel your feet just keep moving. You can't stop. You just start
So the
sliding.
whole other side slippery too?
That whole portion in the middle there is all that same silvery substance.
Oh, I keep missing all this stuff in description. I was thinking like the sides of the trench was.
Nope. That whole center section, up the walls, across the ceiling, extending out over the pit and back.
All right, I'll just have to have Blar fly me back.
So as you everyone sees Torin step off and just start sliding at high speed down towards the other end. Torin, as you get to the other side, you can see there's another pit there. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to time it and jump with my momentum so I clear that one and keep going until I run into the far wall.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check. Very nice.
I leave perfectly.
So you land on the other side, and this side where you're at right now is perfectly normal. No craziness or anything like that. There's no.
Hey, Blar, can you bring me my rod? Push the button
Sure.
whenever they're done with it.
So yes, 10-foot wide area there. Is Steely Dan coming across as well?
I was asking for a rope if we're gonna go sliding.
Well, yeah, you could do the rope. Actually, Blar's strong enough since it's so slippery. It's like on zero friction. She could just basically jump across, and then she sort of like pull us across.
You're already
Until
over
very
there,
end.
too.
But yeah, I'll have Steely Dan.
Okay. Give
Go
me
across.
a dexterity check for him.
It's +1.
All right. He tumbles into the pit. Doesn't seem to do him any damage since he is not really affected by the blades. And after a few seconds, he can climb out the other side.
Ten-foot pole, rope, whatever. Let's go.
Come on, guys, let's go!
Waiting on Alex.
What are you waiting on her for? She's good. Oh,
She's
Does
got to
she get
fly
up, do the
across.
rope?
Do a rope, whatever we got to do.
yeah, she could actually use the immovable rod to assist too.
Yeah.
Tie the rope to it so that it doesn't, so you don't go sliding. It'll stop you at the other end. So are you doing a rope? Not doing a rope? What are you doing? Describe what you're doing.
I guess I'll set up the rope.
Okay, so what are you tying the rope off to?
One says, tie it to the rod. The rod
Okay.
won't move.
Okay, so you're tying a 50-foot rope to the rod that's sitting in the middle of the pit.
Well, she can fly and push the button and move the rod to where she wants to. Repush the button.
She said she was tying it to the rod. She didn't say she was doing anything, so I'm just clarifying.
I didn't know where the rod was exactly. I thought it was at the top.
Yeah,
The
the
rod,
rod
is
is-
halfway over the first pit because I stepped on it
Yeah.
to hop over, and I was just going to push the button on the other side to release the rod when everybody got across. But then I didn't realize that I went sliding all the way away from the rod. I had to leave it behind. So basically, it's got a button on the end. If you push the button, it frees it. And if you move it, you set it where you want it, whatever angle you want. You push the button, and you can't move it. It's stuck in space. So you can move it like think like the bar of a monkey bar that you can just put anywhere.
Okay.
And if you have two of them, you can actually do it like a ladder. You climb on one, hit another one. They're one of my favorite items, magic items in the game, though, by the way. I love them.
Oh, they're way too useful.
Yep.
Need a door to stay
But they
shut?
usually don't
Sure.
over-
Immovable rod. Need to get up a 100-foot tall cliff? Sure. I'll just tie myself to one of the rods and just start using the other one to sit there and climb up and trading off. Do all kinds of crazy stuff with those suckers.
But they're not game unbalancing, though, because they get around things with them.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
they don't just wreck a game, usually.
Yeah, unless, you're supposed... The whole thing hinges on you going through certain steps to get somewhere, and you're just like, nah.
Well, that pretty got much eliminated anyway with all the teleporting and flying.
True.
Yep.
All right, so Blar, please describe what you are doing to set this rope up.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the rod.
Lucy, get in here! Monica just got home and Lucy's being a butt.
Yeah.
He's not paying attention to me. Love me. So, what are you doing, Blar?
I'm gonna set the rod up so somebody can grab onto it as.
Where are you putting the rod?
Let's see, where is it? King. Right here.
Okay, sounds good.
That way they can lift themselves over that pit and then slide down the rope so it stops before they reach the next pit.
Okay. So who's going first? Deathram, Daywinter, Keith, number 9.
I guess I'll go first.
Okay. So you step across there, tied off and everything. Oh, just a second.
It swallowed me.
So you get down to right there. The rope hits the end. Roll me a d4, please. All right. So as you hit the end, you suddenly find your momentum then drags you slightly up because you can't stop. So as you hit the end, the momentum redirects you up where you bounce off the wall and then begin arcing back and forth to the other wall, just bouncing between the two.
All right. I guess I'll untie myself from the rope and then try to jump across.
All right, give me a dexterity
As I'm
check to try
sliding.
and time that.
The pendulum. The sign pendulum.
I mean, I'm bouncing off the walls, so.
So you bounce off the wall, untie the rope, and you come back across. You end up in the pit.
Yeah.
Please roll me a Constitution saving throw. Oof. All right. So you take 10 points of damage from the fall and getting sliced up.
Yep.
And you have contracted super tetanus.
Oh boy.
Interesting. I will climb out of the pit, I guess. Try to.
All right. It's fairly easy to climb back out. Okay. Who's next?
I guess I can go.
While you were down there, you should have just destroyed all the blades. Turned them into dust.
I don't think that's how that works, but yeah.
Why not?
All right. So you end up doing. You saw what happened the last time, Faye Winter. So what are you doing as you get close to the end of the rope?
I guess I can try to like brace myself with my feet or do a swing jump.
When you say brace yourself with your feet, what are you envisioning?
That rather than like if I'm gonna hit the wall, hit him with my feet.
Okay.
It's a pit.
Oh,
She's thinking when
There's
she
no
starts
wall.
swinging back and forth, she wants to try and bounce off rather than banging her head straight into the wall.
correct.
All right. So you hit the end of the rope and you start swinging back and forth, bouncing off the walls.
And then just try to do like a jump off.
Okay. Well, in order to use your feet to bounce off the walls, you're going to end up sitting on your butt to be able to swing your feet around and bounce off the walls.
Ah.
So that's going to mean your acrobatics to get across there is going to be at disadvantage.
All right, well, I can try.
Okay. Very nice. You managed to pull off a nice little handspring and find yourself on the other side of the pit.
Nice.
And then the rod disappears because it came from a different environment. It's
What?
my other character that has it. I'm sorry. It's Friday Night's character that has the rod. My owl has it. I have gloves of thievery. I'm sorry.
Come on, man. We'll just say number 9 has been holding the rope this whole time, since he's got a strength of yes for this kind of stuff.
And I had stuck a piton in the floor.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if you drive a piton in the floor over here and tie 2 ropes together, you can easily just like hand over hand slide yourself across and control your movement so that it doesn't cause problems.
Yeah, we can do that, and then
That's how you'll
Alice
get
can
back.
actually fly the other rope.
That's how you can get back at least. So Keith, what are you doing? How are you getting across this? Keith, you with us?
Yep, I'm here. Sorry.
How are you getting across this zero friction floor?
Guess I try to slowly walk across.
Okay.
Can't walk. It's gonna be.
So as you are doing that, you find yourself just sliding further and further. Give me an acrobatics check to try and jump the pit. You find yourself falling into the pit. Please give me a Constitution saving throw. All right. You're good that way. And then you can crawl out. Stupid Kinder. Give me that back. So, Blar. Are you just flying across?
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly across.
Okay.
All right, number 6.
Number 9 ends up falling in the pit and just crawls right back out because he can't be injured by non-magical
I'm
weapons.
still in pain mode.
Oh,
I'm still in pain mode. That's why. Come on. Get me over the pit.
So as everybody gets across, Tethram, you suddenly feel your muscles like seize up and you can hear bones snapping. You take 10 points of damage as your tetanus acts up.
owie.
You may make another Constitution saving throw, though.
All right. Can I use a medicine check to assist him in that?
He's fine. He fought it off.
Ouch. No, I definitely had to burn spell slot. Alright, cure wounds. Started to burn my level 3 spell slot. I didn't target myself.
That's fine.
15. Ugh. Alright.
All right.
What's this wall thing that's in the way?
So, Faye Winter, as you kind of lean up against the wall, you suddenly go and fall through.
Oh, goodness.
And you realize that the wall that you saw on the other side that you thought was the end of the tunnel was just an illusion, and there's another 10 feet of space behind it. And you can walk right back through. Basically, it's just there to make sure that if you try and shoot an arrow at the other wall, it's going to fail to cause you guys to have to do something different.
Alright, I guess we'll go open this door, I guess.
Okay. You're opening the door.
I'm going to check it first.
Oh, too late. Door's open. There's no traps. You're confident that as the door swings open, there was no traps on that door.
Now, on my die, it actually was cocked still. It was like halfway between the 19 and the 1. And it
Oh,
just
yeah.
stayed
I know. It does that sometimes, but the random number generator just picks a number.
I get here, look down both ends of the hallway.
Okay, so you see a door and a door. And it looks like...
Doors.
Let's go south first.
Okay, as you head south, you get down there. I'm just going to grab the vestibule. No traps on the doors.
Make your own ice.
All right. I will open the door then.
All right. So what you see inside
It's like a pyramid.
is basically an inverted pyramid. Yes.
Oh, it's inverted.
Yep. And as you look around, I got an actual picture of this one.
The light burns.
This is what it looks like. You have a pool of water, or you have the ledge you're on, surrounded by a pool of water. Then below that, you have a area that it has several giant scorpions running around, and then another pool of water, and then the base all the way down at the bottom.
So water, desert water,
Yes.
and whatever's at the bottom.
Yep. And
With an odd looking zoo.
Odd looking what?
odd-looking zoo.
Yeah, an aquarium.
Well, if there's things swimming in the water, I don't want to go in the water.
Well, there's
Well,
most
what
definitely
I'll do
things
is-
swimming in the water.
Is take a pebble and see if you can toss something down into the very bottom.
Give me 1 second.
Not trying to make any noise, just a little thing, just to see if there's invisible walls or something we can't see besides the aquarium walls that are holding the water. Because again, it'd be like there was no people didn't fly back when this module first came out. So
If
Unless
they
you
did,
cast
it
a
was
fly
very. If they did, it was very limited.
yeah, fly spell.
Yep.
And if you had fly spell memorized, that meant you didn't memorize fireball. Because back then you had to memorize each single spell. You couldn't just have like a spells known. It was like each spell.
Yeah.
Well-
So that is what you see as you look around in there. You see there are giant crayfish in the top layer, followed by scorpions, and then sea lions.
Crayfish or
What was that?
okay, okay, yeah, crayfish is there. Okay,
Yep. Sea lions in the lower aquatic area, and then at the very bottom you see manticores.
Can we just pick off the crayfish and kind of like climb down slowly?
Well, the crayfish are amphibious, so they can crawl up onto the shore where you guys are.
giant crayfish, man. Some crawfish etouffee or
The
giant
free buffet right there. Giant crayfish.
So
You have seafood for days.
considering this combat is a bit of a slog to get through, do you guys want to go ahead and hold that for next time and look at the north side?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We'll go
Yeah.
around the whole thing
Yeah.
without doing.
Well, I'm saying go to the door to the far
Oh.
north.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we can do
figure
that.
out if we want to get there.
You're just like, that we'll come back to that. Close the door. All right, so you get up
Did you
there.
resend the map? I somehow closed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. No worries.
I thought I had a pin. Yeah, well, I moved myself underneath Keith. Can you move, Keith? Here we go.
All right, so
I
you get
will
up to the other
investigate this
door. Yep, no traps.
All right. Open the door.
All right. So you step in here and you see.
Looks like kayak.
Well, the stream is setting about 2 feet off the ground. And it flows out of one hole in the wall, around, and through another. It's about 3 foot deep, and you can see a few blind cavefish swimming through the currents. There are 6 kayaks, but no paddles. The entrance and exits are 6 foot in diameter, and the water appears to be lukewarm.
Is it like in a glass tube, or is it like an
Nope.
anti-gravity thing?
Yep, it's just floating in midair.
All right, I'll come around, staying to the wall, keeping a hand on the wall. I'm looking for like ant. I don't want to go flying up into the ceiling, so like checking out for anti-gravity, maybe sprinkling some dust.
It's just the stream. Gravity works fine for everything else. You think the water's been enchanted to not follow gravity.
Okay.
Do we want to go into the water?
So now the water coming out of this tube, like let's say here, is there space in the ceiling, or is it the pipe completely filled from top to bottom? So you'd have to have
it's
water
about
breathing?
half full. So you've got 3 foot of water, 3 foot of air.
Opinions?
Hop in a kayak and hope you make it. Or
Yeah, but who knows what the
Blar
kayak's
can
going to
fly.
do?
Or Blar can fly upstream or downstream, so she's a small creature, and just float above the water.
Well, yeah, she could scout out if she wanted to do that with us without jumping in to make sure we're not going into a pit or something. That would be a good idea. I know if I was a fairy, that's what I would do. I'd go flying up and downstream for a while, as long as I felt safe doing it. And scout, and then come back and report. Blar? Faerun de Blar?
I'm trying to think. Ugh. I guess I can scout. Wherever you are. This way.
Which way is the water flowing? West to east or east to west? So you can scout up to the left if you want, or you can scout down to the right. Because if we took the kayak, we'd end up going to the northeast.
It's this way first, I guess.
Okay.
Well, if we take the kayak, that's the way we're going to go, because we don't have any paddles to paddle us up.
Yep.
How fast is the water flowing?
It is flowing pretty rapidly.
We'll wait for Alex to report. I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom
Okay.
again.
So you're continuing on, Alex? All right.
Yep. 5 hours later. Go to another room.
All right. So as you come out right there, you do see that there are some people standing along the side of the stream. What you gonna do, Blar?
Run back to fly back. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Hold up a second.
Yep.
As you turn around to fly back. This one. This one.
Hopefully our friend comes back.
I'm getting attacked.
Miss.
You can always disengage and come back.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm trying
an
to.
issue of disengage. It's a issue of people standing there with crossbows shooting at her.
I can shield that then.
Shield that one?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So you get away, and as you're coming out the other side, the rest of you notice 3 crossbow bolts floating through the stream. You don't see any blood.
They come. Okay, so they came out of the stream, so like it's a circle?
Yes. So Blar comes back out this side, and you see 3 crossbow bolts coming out over here. And
That's
continuing to float through.
Okay, so the water comes in a circle.
Yes, the water flows in a giant circle.
Interesting. All right, what'd you see, Blar?
There's a bunch of enemies over there attacking you with their crossbows.
Okay, what kind of enemies?
How can you ask?
Are they humanoid? They had crossbows. Are they dwarves? They elves? They humans?
They look to be humans, and they are all wearing heavy armor.
If they're humans in armor.
So what do we want to do? How far did you get, Blar?
Play around the bend, maybe?
Do you want to go back to the other side?
I guess
And go slow enough that you can see? Right, go, since it floats around. But keep your eyes open and don't get...
Roll me a stealth check, Blar.
Yep. Let me get my skill sheet up.
All right. So you come back around the other side, and you're flying quiet enough that you notice all the knights are like facing the other direction at this point. It looks like the 2 at the closest exit to the river each have a net in their hands, and then the rest of them all have crossbows.
So they're basically fishing anyone who tries to go down the river.
Yep. Roll me an Arcana check. All right. You notice that the guy who seems to be in charge has some really nice boots that do appear to be magical. You'd need to look at them closer to know what they do, but they are magic boots. So what are you going to tell your compatriots about this whole thing?
Yeah, they're further again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 8 humans over there basically trying to fish out anyone who's going down the river. But one of the guys has magical boots.
Oh, that'd be cool. Might be something I can replicate for the party down the road. So, describe how they're set up. Is it something that we could use? So they're trying to fish people out of the net, out of the river. Is there any place to land before you get there? Like jump off the boats, or?
Yeah, there's a.
They were waiting right at the exit, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, they're just trying to fish you before you go back around, basically.
But all right, now there's kayaks. Is it possible to send the kayaks out, let them fish the kayaks out of the thing, get their nets all tangled up? Is there a place for us to get out of the water on the other end? Like if we're swimming behind the kayaks?
Yeah.
You like using them as a flotation device, so we're not actually in the kayak. So I don't know how big the nets are. So
I'm saying about.
can you come up with a plan for us? You're the one that sees it. It'd be easier for you to come up with a plan.
I think our DM's calculating. But
Okay, so the loop is about 100 and Blar, you would know this since you flew it, is about 170 feet to get to the other side. So you can tell that the current is moving at about 30 feet per round. So you would imagine at about 170, what is that? 6 rounds to get around there?
something like that.
Anybody else have any ideas?
Generally, holding your breath, you get a number of rounds of equal to 1 plus your con modifier. Unless you have a spell that allows you to breathe in water or some other type of thing, like air bubble or adaptation. So, the thing I'm pointing out is it's a little too far for you guys to stay underwater the whole time. Now, there is air above, so as long as you guys were kind of floating somehow, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I was thinking think like the canoes as surfboards, paddle boards, using them like that. So the canoes guiding down where our feet are still in the water, we're still hanging on above the water. And then once they get ready to do the thing, then we can release the canoe into the nets. I'm asking Alex if that would work. Because I didn't see, so I wouldn't. And we can even go grab some ghouls and put them in the boats so that it looks like people are actually in the boats, and let them attack the ghouls and waste their arrows on the ghouls. And then as they're shooting the ghouls, their first round as they're shooting the ghouls full of arrows before they realize it, then we can hop out of the water and get into melee with them.
It should be.
You guys can veto my plans because I'll come up with some crazy ideas.
Can't be any crazier than riding a cartload of boulders down into an enemy camp.
That wasn't my idea.
No, it wasn't yours. I'm just saying, can't be much crazier than that.
I think that was a Goliath that did that.
That was a Goliath that became an honorary Kinder, yes.
What do you think?
Yep,
We
that
got
might
2
be
werewolves
doable.
and a bunch of ghouls that we could and a couple of whites we could put in the things.
Yep, that'd be doable. I could probably come through the other end.
Oh yeah, because that would be distracting them. You could probably come in the other end. Do you have any dragon breaths left?
It's been way more than a minute for that.
No, but I mean, can she cast anymore? I don't know if she has any more spell slots.
I do. I've been mostly doing cantrips.
So if you did dragon breath, well, you've been doing some shielding and some misty stepping too. So
the only,
of course, those are first level. So
yep,
Misty level.
and one of those spell up.
Your second.
One was the spell like.
Oh yeah, your spell like ability, but
yeah.
But if you did that, you could possibly come out because then we're distracting them. You could come up and probably blast them with some kind of area effect spell from behind and soften them up a bit.
Well, I'll say this.
What do you think, Teth?
You guys are going to come up with an awesome plan one way or the other, but you're going to find out how well it works in 2 weeks.
That's true.
So why don't we wait and finalize the plan then? So then you're not like, what were we going to do again?